Josh, did you lose sound? Can everybody talk? Because normally he can hear one of us.
Hello?
I think he's adjusting that.
Oh, no.
I don't think he can't hear any of us.
Hello?
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
No,
I can't hear
Josh,
Kat. Can you
you
hear
can hear
Kat?
me?
Okay.
He can't hear you, Kat.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
We can hear-
Yes.
Yes.
You can hear me.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
You need to leave.
Okay. I can
and
only
come
hear
back.
Katey.
Katie,
Katie,
tell him to leave
tell him
and
to
come
go
back.
out and
This
come
is
back in.
I have no
StreamYard
idea what
issue.
Kat's saying right now.
Come back. Oh my God, everybody's talking at once. She said to leave and come back.
It's a StreamYard
What
issue.
does this do?
Tell him it
She
keeps
said it's
happening
StreamYard
every
issue
week.
and it keeps
Okay,
happening.
Josh will be back, guys. Dalton
It's
wanted to
just-
say
And-
hi real quick.
And that was our special guest. We could only
Surprise.
call him for 3 seconds. Maybe 4 seconds next year.
Oh,
Josh,
most
that's a
definitely.
StreamYard issue that's been happening every week to one person. It happened to choose you this week.
Oh, okay. So it's
That
not
wasn't
me.
It's not you. I was trying to tell you. I'm like, it's not you. Yeah, I don't know what every single week. We're going to blame it on Marsha coming in and leaving because like every time she leaves, that's when it happens.
It was
It's-
happening like when we were one by one coming in the beginning. Every time somebody would come in or leave, I had to refresh it. But that time the refresh didn't work. Anyway, welcome everybody.
Hi, everybody. Happy
You got
Tuesday.
Josh.
Josh is back.
Hello, everyone.
Dalton is here. He will be hanging out. Hey, Tiffany, he'll be hanging out a little more. He has 3 more weeks of school. He's almost free for the summer. 3 more weeks. All right. I am Kat, the nurse flipper. If you do not know, my mini me there, Dalton, and my co-host, Sonny, Las Vegas.
I'm no mini.
You are a mini me.
I'm mini
Like,
Tyler.
oh, okay. Thank you. I love you too. I rank low in this household. They got to do boy stuff. Below me, they've both been on. It's been a little while. We have Katie from Katie Reads and Josh Harry Tornado. So I am going to make them big, let them introduce themselves, and then we will get to your questions. Get them in early. That way we can make sure that we will get to them. And here is Miss Katie.
Hey everyone. Sorry in advance. My internet's been weird. So if I'm choppy, I'm sorry. My name's Katie. I run Katie Reads on YouTube and Instagram. I resell mostly books, but dabbling in a little bit of everything. And I do handmade items, which I primarily sell on Etsy. And that's it. Hey.
Perfect. Here's Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. Harry Tornado is our name, I guess, on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. And I think it's my Netflix username if anybody wants to try to hack that. Funny enough, I do have an eBay store. We don't sell a ton on eBay. We're mainly whatnot sellers, but I'll be happy to help any way I can tonight. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, and we get Whatnot questions too. Whatnot's been close to half of my income for the past, like this whole year. So I'm about half and half. So we get the live questions too. All right. I had a few super chats before we started. So Lala sent a $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Oh, Josh, have you seen Kevin? Did I have Kevin last time you were on?
Just say yes.
Yes.
No, he hasn't seen it. I got to play it.
I'm trying not to see it.
I'm going to close my eyes.
What a way to start the show. Here you go.
Another one.
So Yvonne Thrifty Rich made that. I did run it by Kevin. Get his permission before I put it public. I think I've had it like a year now.
You can't unsee it.
That's awesome.
You
My
cannot
eyes are
unsee
burning.
it. Yeah, you cannot unsee it. I'm sorry, everybody. I apologize. My good friend Elena, Treasure Diva Thrift, sent $1.99 and said Happy Tuesday. She likes the kitty cats weird. I forgot to take the thing off. Dalton's back here meow meowing. He knows the meow meow song to that. All right, Dawn sent $1.99, and she has a question, so I'll give you guys a break from the super chat for a minute. Dawn said, I received a no-charge label from eBay to send shoes for authenticity. When they forward to the buyer, will I be charged the shipping cost then?
I don't know the answer to that question because I have yet to send something to eBay for being authenticized. But
That word.
I did hear like some rumors that may start being a thing for the book category to verify signed books, like to verify that it's a real signature. Again, that's like through the rumor mill. So maybe I'll have an experience with that soon, but right now I haven't. I don't sell a whole ton of clothing. So I'll give it to Josh.
I don't know if we've ever sold anything on eBay that goes through that program, but I've never heard anybody saying that they were charged shipping separately, and I don't imagine eBay would do that. So I'm going to confidently say no. You just the shipping that you've already paid when you originally sent it is probably sufficient.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Penji said the same thing in the comments. No, eBay will not charge you for shipping items to the buyer. So they're already paying for a label. eBay ends up making another label to the authenticator, and then they do that part. They authenticate it yes or no. If not, then they send it back. But they still can receive it. The buyer could still buyer could still receive it and then claim that it's not real. There has been issues with that. And then there's a whole nother factor of it.
Yeah, I've gotten an authenticated item back, and it goes back. The nice thing for the seller is it goes back through the authentication process on the way back as well to verify it's the same item. And mine, actually, if you guys remember, I sold the $1,500 Chanel suit, and that went through authentication. And it came back authentic, but they had worn it. And eBay actually gave me back $800, which I thought was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, between fees and like to get it dry cleaned and stuff like that. So I cheated and asked Gemini. The buyer pays they pay $15 to eBay for the shipping from the authentication center to them, and eBay covers the cost to the authentication center. And the nice thing is it says eBay doesn't charge you a final value fee on the $15 the buyer pays to them for the label from authentication to them. So that's good to know. We have done quite a few. I think we shipped out to the Katie, now you messed me up. Normally I can say it.
I struggle with that one.
We sent out 2 to be authenticated last week, and they both just got cleared. We did a big buyout of a consignment store, and it had a lot of high dollar handbags like Gucci backpacks and stuff, and a bunch of Nikes, higher dollar Nikes, and all of that stuff has went through. We're almost out of them now, so we've had a lot go through the authentication. Only one, and I will warn you guys, only one did not get authenticated, and it was authentic. We didn't put that the shoe inserts were not in the shoes anymore, and the buyer saw it, and the buyer's like, look, I saw those weren't in there. I know they're authentic. Can you just make a listing not under shoes so it doesn't have to go through authentication again, and I'll buy it? And I did, and they bought it because they saw it, so they knew it was an issue. And they knew exactly why it got flagged and sent back, and then they bought it as soon as I got it back. So that was nice. All right. So now I gave you guys a second of a break. Okay, you choose. Hurry up. We're not waiting forever. Pick a super chat.
Yeah.
Okay, he wants the mermaids. Here we go. So that was Yvonne Thrifty Rich, and Yvonne Thrifty Rich also made the Kevin super chat as well, to give her credit where credit is due. All right, Miss Linda wants to know, what is the strangest or most annoying request that a buyer or potential buyer has asked you?
I guess essentially when they send you a message of everything that's already in the description, the item specifics, and in the pictures, like how long is this? It's literally, I took a photo and it shows that. And I'd say with books, something that happens a lot that is kind of strange is people will ask me if it has a book smell. And the only way that I can kind of imagine what book smell they're talking about is like that library book smell or like that musty, older book smell.
Dusty paper.
I always say that if there is a smell, it's not due to smoke or mold. That's all I say, because I feel like it's a subjective question, and everyone's gonna have different interpretations of what a book smell is like. But yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing. And then the most annoying thing is when they ask you questions about stuff that's already in the listing.
Me? Is it my turn?
Yeah,
you.
I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing. Like we all get questions like, "Hey, what is the inseam on this pair of shorts that are listed for $7?" I don't know. I would literally rather delist these from my store and throw them away than rip them out of the clear poly bag and measure them for you. And literally every time I've gone above and beyond and done something like that, like added an extra measurement or response, they never buy it. So I just say it's a $7 pair of shorts. Risk it. What's the worst thing they can ask them?
Yeah, I wish I would have learned that a long time ago when this one particular happened. Time with shoes, a pair of shoes over on eBay. Person was like, "How many steps have you walked in them?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, "I don't know."
I got that last week.
I said they're this undersoles are even. I described it in the thing. There's the photos, and it went on to around, swear you not, 20 other questions. And I wish I would have just replied, "You could send it back if you're not happy," right? But this guy annoyed me so much, but I wasn't trying to be mean because people say talk to people. It helps the algorithm, counter with offers and so on. And I said, "Look, man, I'm only going to have it on here for 2 more hours from this time to this time. And this is the offer that I have it." I didn't want to send them the offer. I changed the price to the offer. And I said, if you don't get it at the price you're asking for, which was really low, I said, I'm going to change it back. And the guy said, okay. And I said, I'm doing it now. Guy said, okay. So I changed the price. 2 hours passed. Right when the 2 hours passed, I changed it back. And about an hour after that, the gentleman's like, "Oh, I didn't get it on time." And I just blocked them. So it was a long story. Like, I wish I would have you could return it if you want, and you're paying for shipping. Oh my God, it lasted forever. It's the biggest one I dread. It gives me bad chills.
Yeah, we've had a couple this past week. I just looked at the other one, and you guys know, like I don't clean anything. They said, could you clean this and send me a cleaner picture? I'm like,
nope.
We did. But here's the thing. So we did all of this stuff they asked, and they came back with an offer of 50% off an item that wasn't even listed a week. I'm like, you just made us do all this stuff, and now you're offering me 50%. Now, I had another one last week that it was like weird. And we used AI. I told my employee, I'm like, just tell AI to answer the questions. And because it was all opinion questions, like Katie was saying, like the book smell, like there's like, what tone of blue is it? It's opinion. And I hate answering those questions because if your opinion of whatever medium blue is different than mine, then you're gonna say, "Oh, you didn't say that." So anyway, but that one, who, thank you, Gemini, answered for us, actually was happy and left me an amazing feedback this week. I was very surprised because I was waiting for that thing to come back. I was like, oh, and that's the thing. The ones that ask so many questions, I'm like, that's like a return waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's like 99.9%.
It always foreshadows to either they're not going to buy it or it's a return. Yeah.
It's coming back. So I was super happy with the one last week because I think she asked like 20 questions. And I think it was her and this other one. They didn't even give me 10 minutes to answer and message me, hello, and a question mark on a Sunday. Hello, are you going to answer me? You just messaged me 10 minutes ago. Like, and I mean, I am reading them, but like the people that do, I'm like, do you think the world revolves around your? And I will say both of them, they weren't cheap items. At least one of them was 300 and one of them was 70 but still it's like they expect like an immediate, and I'm like, I'm not with my inventory. I'm not going to my inventory to answer your question on a Sunday. I will tell you I'm sorry, and I will come back and do it later. But and then they get mad, like, you answered my message. I answered, but I don't have the item. Like, my inventory's not in my house. I'm sorry. So that drives me bonkers. All right. The Vintage Saver says, my best offer button isn't showing up on some of my eBay listings today. Anybody else? And I see you, Titchy. I'll get you next.
So, so she's looking at it from like the buyer's point of view. Best offer isn't.
Yeah, I guess if it's available.
Oh, I don't look at that POV very often, so I'm not sure. I will say, like, obviously sending offers daily, like different items pop up with that, and like different buyer coupons and stuff like that. But I haven't experienced that. Josh's turn. I feel like I have to say that now because you can't take the hint with the long pause.
I get it now. I get it. We're going this way. I don't know. I just really don't sell on eBay very much, especially not enough to, like, I don't send offers. I feel like I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if any feature on eBay is not working appropriately. That sounds right. That sounds
well.
normal.
They got hacked, right?
They got hacked Sunday,
Yeah.
and there are still, yesterday, there were still glitches of access denied when you're trying to list items. So that's
so
6
it
days,
could be a
5,
million
6
different
days.
things.
Yeah, GameStop trying to set them up to buy them for less.
Yeah, it was
didn't know
GameStop
GameStop-
employees. GameStop hired hackers to
Allegedly.
lower the stock price of eBay so they could put in a more competitive offer.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
That's what I heard through whatnot.
Totally what
Mhm.
happened.
I don't know. I just started getting back on eBay, and I haven't noticed that on my end. I just looked and I see it for me. But I never worry about stuff like that because there are always glitches. And Josh said it. If it's something going wrong on eBay, there's always something going wrong. Everything, little particulars you need to be right, it'll be wrong for a moment, and then it fixes after a day or two. Or a month.
Yeah, and I would think if it does, it might have to do with the whole that's what they are. They're hacktivists. I had to read. They're hacktivists, and that might be the cause of it. I did notice though. I turned best offer on all my listings, and I had a bunch that didn't have it. Like, it got turned off somehow. So I just went and like bulk edited everything again to add it back on just to make sure. Because you can edit 2,000 at a time. So like for me, that was really only like, I do have 8,000, but it was only 4 like bulk things. It was really fast to do because people message me and ask if I'm like, yeah, make an offer. And they're like, it's not turned on. I'm like, oh, and then I feel like a dumb. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I went and bulk did it, but I don't know what happened with that either, honestly. All right. Titchy Farm Treasure sent a $4.99 super chat. I will give you Sonny's hair. Here you go.
I missed my hair.
You said you didn't miss it.
I
Are you
miss it
telling the
now.
truth now?
I'm missing it now. I was telling
Because
the
I
truth
keep
then.
making you look at it.
It's the new truth. I was looking at my hair this morning. I was like, because it kind of like pom-poms up now that it's short, right, in the mornings.
Mm.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's a puff ball, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's like right above my ear. It's growing fast from the 3 weeks ago. I was like, maybe I could do this all over again. I was like, I don't want to do it all over again.
Are you going to keep it short?
Yeah. So everything with my hair, why I grew it out is because I had just left a win after 4 years, and I was like, I need to save this money because I just want to be on a safe side. So I was saving $40 5 years ago. Everything's probably like $100 haircut pretty much here in Las Vegas. So I figured I would be saving every 2 weeks when I was getting haircuts for the company. So that was the only reason why I did it. It was to save money. And then it just started getting past the annoying part that you get it past your hair where you could hold it. Because before that, it's so annoying, so freaking annoying. You just want to buzz it all off. And once it got rid of that, it was actually at Josh's last event where it got past it. It was long enough, and I woke up not to carry American Arbitrage. I was in another bed. I didn't wake up to him in the same bed. He was with Don in another bed. But I woke up, looked in the mirror, and I was like, wow, my hair looks amazing. And I think Katie was the first one to leave a comment on that video on Instagram.
That's so funny.
On the haircut or the long
my hair being long.
Yeah.
I think it was you, to be honest.
And everybody's here. That's
yeah. That was an awesome event. I'm glad I made that.
Circle moment right here.
Yeah, it was. It was.
One Way Vintage, Mike and Julie. What are your thoughts? Speaking of what Josh said earlier, what are your thoughts on GameStop buying eBay?
So, like, I did not even know that GameStop had big boy money like that to be making offers.
I don't think they do have big boy money.
Buying people out. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, I thought I was reading an Onion article at first or something. So, I don't know. I don't know what this is. Some people are speculating like it's their way of like streaming into like a competition with Whatnot and the live selling and like bringing like the gaming scene to it. I really would not even like of all the people to purchase eBay, GameStop wouldn't even be in like my top 10. So like, I just don't know what the game plan is here with this. I don't know if they got a new CEO or like, I just don't know the desire, the connection, the motive. It was a total curveball for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think eBay is an insanely profitable company. Like obviously they do a lot of revenue. But like in terms of like a stock, like I don't own eBay stock. I don't think eBay stock historically has been like a super high performer. And obviously they did well in 2020, 2021. During COVID, through no fault of their own. They made a bunch of money that year. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the business behind where GameStop's going to get that money. Obviously they don't have $56 billion sitting around in cash. I'm assuming it'll probably be something like when Elon bought Twitter, I guess they agreed on the deal and then he went to like find investors after that to kind of fund the buy. So I'm assuming it'll do something like that, but I don't know. Like Katie said, I never really thought GameStop would buy eBay. I thought maybe Amazon or Walmart or something would maybe buy them out one day, but I don't know.
Yeah, 2019, 2020. That's when they were about to go bankrupt, and everybody ended up helping them, like just regular people just like us. Maybe not like Josh and Kat. They're ballers, but regular people like the rest of us were all buying these shares, and they skyrocketed to I think 700 or 800%. And like Katie said, I would have never thought they would even have an offer to throw out there, even as a joke. You know, I don't think they would do that. But she makes sense that I wasn't thinking because I'm not a gamer, but it makes sense that they would try to dive into something. Maybe it's like a advertisement tactic that gets eyes on them, and maybe they will push to live sales of their games rather than it being a walk-in location. Maybe they'll start doing it online. That'll be pretty smart because that's where a lot of businesses are going to.
And so many games are streaming now versus having like a physical disc.
A lot of it doesn't have like a cartridge or anything anymore. I cheated. So GameStop only has 9 billion and eBay is 55.5 billion. And it says they submitted a non-binding proposal to offer a mix of 50% cash. So where they would get the extra 20 billion, I don't know, from Sonny's of the world. And then 50% GameStop common stock. So they're offering them GameStop stock. That's almost like a merging.
Yeah, so assets. Yeah.
Yeah. And it says they expressed a desire to turn eBay into a legit competitor to Amazon. Not Whatnot, Amazon. But eBay says they confirmed receipt, but that's all that eBay has done. They have confirmed that they did receive it. I mean,
if it's non-binding, we should just send an offer. We should send a non-binding $58 billion.
We'll be GameStop.
I'll be like, you know, this YouTuber has a live show every Tuesday night has increased the offer to buy eBay.
Yeah.
We'll
That-
worry about where we're gonna get the money later. It's fine.
Josh, that's what a guy did with Spirit's airline. This young entrepreneur wanted to buy out Spirit and make it I think the first
Like a publicly owned airline. Yeah.
You just reminded me of them.
Yeah, actually, Tyler told me that, my boyfriend, he said, Spirit just closed. He's like, mid-flight, they just laid off over 2,700 people, like with no notice.
But
I haven't Googled and read, but Tyler told me that. I think it was yesterday that he told me that. He came in and told me that.
Remember one of my friends I brought on here, Steven? Flight attendant. He worked with
he
Spirit.
comes into my Whatnot shows. He's cool.
he got let go. He was working with Spirit, unfortunately.
Yeah, like out of nowhere.
GameStop should buy Spirit.
Yeah.
They could probably buy Spirit for the cash that they actually have.
Maybe they could afford that one.
They could afford that.
Yeah.
They could put like old game consoles in the back of the seats so people could game while they fly.
And they would have to buy their games only from GameStop while in air. John says we should send an offer like the offers we receive on eBay, so 75% off. Sure. We got 12 billion laying around. We'll just
right?
And they better counter because it's not good for the algorithm to decline.
You gotta expect a counter. It's part of the game.
Miss Linda, I'm not going to throw your super chat up yet because I'm going to try and find the answer to it before I throw it up. Miss Julie says, if you could source in any state other than the one you live in, which would you select and why? That's a fun question.
So like I know everybody says Florida is like the reseller place to be, but for me, with niche book person, I would actually want to be like on the East Coast, like New York, Connecticut, like even Pennsylvania area, because you're gonna have like those antique books from like the beginning of like settling.
It's old money there. It's the original colonies.
Yeah, and that's where like a lot of the antiques are just really plentiful. So I would kind of want to be like in that area. I don't know what specific state. Like I guess I probably want to start with New York first because I think about my friend, the book peddler, and like Phil finds crazy antique books and unique books, and like I'm always looking for like the weird like spiritualism books because that was really popular in the East Coast in like the 1800s and stuff, and those books sell for really good money. So it would be stuff like that. Like I'd want to find like the gems in that area, I think.
I feel like books like that would also be kind of rare because spiritualism books like in the 1800s, I feel like they would be burned or something because of like the witch
they were like
trials or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I don't know. We've thrifted all over. I've been to Utah, I've been to Phoenix and California and Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, obviously. I think Utah is pretty good. You like that general area, maybe up into Idaho a little bit. I've only been there once, but there was seemed to be a lot of places to buy things and not a ton of competition, and it's a pretty area. So I would say Utah.
Utah. Well, Katie just ruined the question or answer I was going to give. Everybody says Florida, so Kat, you could have this one.
Listen. So this is my thought, and I've never been there, but I think this is my answer. If it's not Florida, and Florida is good, South Florida, you need to like clarify, not like North Florida. You have to go where the money is, which is like Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Like that's where your money's at in Florida. It's not where I'm at, I promise you. But Brooke, like my daughter was just in San Diego for a week. And I was surprised. She came home and like, I still do some of her laundry. She came home from San Diego and she's like, do not put that ivory suit in the dryer. It's a $200 suit. I got it at the thrift store for $5 in San Diego. So Brooke went, I have chills even saying, because she's going thrifting. That's so sad. Because she doesn't normally like it. But she was like so impressed with herself thrifting like this $200 suit in California. And I see a lot of it on the auctions as well. Like when I look at estate auctions, and it goes crazy high. Like it goes high, but the stuff is there. So I would imagine the stuff is there in thrift stores hiding somewhere too. So I think I would say California. I have to agree with Katie though. I have been to Pennsylvania. The old money is there. I like the vintage linens. I got so many vintage linens in Pennsylvania for amazing prices when I went to see Jocelyn. And like, it's just, and it's like nobody there because they just see them. And I'm like, I mean, like racks and racks of linens just because of the original. It's crazy. Yeah. I need to go back up there, but I don't know. Okay. I pulled this up. I'm going to put this up for Linda. So I pulled it up on WorthPoint is what I did. So she said she can't find the value of the peacock blue turkey on nest, 5.5 inches. So let me sort. So the most, if I hit the most recent.
Is that a Smith turkey? Because I just sold one recently.
It's a little like glass turkey sitting on the nest. It's just like the hens on nest.
Yeah, it's an Ellie Smith then, I believe. 99.9%.
This one that's here, and actually, one of them is a Boyd. Actually, most of them up here are Boyds. I don't know that you're gonna like the answer to this after my video because I showed all the high dollar ones. The last one that sold for $34 in November. And that is a 5-inch peacock blue. And then here's another for 40. That's the highest in recent. And then if I hit high to low ever, the highest is $62. So unfortunately, the blue peacock is not I would think it would be because there aren't that many turkeys, but apparently it is not in demand. All right, I'm going to play a totally normal super chat now and give you my whale. Here you go. I need to make Gino change all my pictures.
Yeah, that's
She yelled at me. I mean, I could wear glasses again, but I weighed 100 pounds more than I weigh now. Like, I can't get verified on anything. I need to go get a new driver's license. Like, where it makes you do the selfie to your ID, it tells me I'm not me. It will not authenticate me on any of it. It's like, nope, that's not you. I'm like, it's me.
I gotta wear a wig to get on my phone.
Yeah, I'm like fighting with it, and I'm like, okay, it's not gonna work. I quit. Oda Lally says, if you had to perform a ritual dance to appease the algorithm gods for more sales, what would your signature move be?
Oh wow.
She likes to hit us with these. She asked us which superhero we would be a couple weeks ago.
I think it would be like the lean with it, rock with it, like, because I'm a millennial, so yeah, I think that's what I would. The shimmy, I can do a shimmy. That's probably it.
I would probably have to do some sort of break dancing. Unfortunately, I can't demonstrate it because I have a herniated cylindrical column displacement. Kat knows what that is. She's a nurse. It's very complicated. Just trust me. Don't Google it. But yeah, that's what I would probably do. Something like that.
I don't think I could. I got 2 left hips and 2 left feet. I think I'll do the Oompa Loompa dance. That'll be the easiest one I could do.
I love that. Only the original. I mean, I like the other ones.
Original,
okay, but the original is like chef's kiss. I do have a shirt on. I have an Atlanta Braves shirt on.
Thank
I'm
goodness.
sorry, the way I'm sitting. I promise you, I can scoot back. I am
Good
clothed.
Lord.
Oh my goodness.
My hair covers the straps of the shirt, so I know. Okay, here I'm wearing it because the Braves are like,
rated R.
Braves are kicking tail this year. They
Rated
are
R
like
for reseller.
Cat after
they are on
dark.
top. It's not Cat After Dark, and it's not New Year's, and New Year's is not on a Tuesday again. Thank goodness.
Mm.
What would I do? I would probably do some kind of line dance. I used to like line dancing because I'm country like that. I like the shabuzi. I got stuck in that TikTok reel of like the shabuzi contest
Oh,
to get up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna have to learn that because I'm not gonna put it on TikTok, but I'm gonna learn it. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. And then I like doing that kind of stuff anyways. I'm silly. Items from the South. I purchased 13 items from a seller on Whatnot. It's been 14 days and it still shows the items have not shipped. What would you do in this situation?
Would have been talking to Whatnot about it. I mean, you can contact the seller, but Whatnot has like, I think even stricter policies now about the certain time frame they have to ship items out. I also am assuming this wasn't a pickup or anything because I know pickup is a thing. So I guess just making sure like there's no confusion about it being a pickup versus an actual shipped item. But yeah, the only thing I know to do is to either talk to the seller or talk to Whatnot directly. But at 14 days, I mean, Whatnot just needs to handle it at that point. You need to get a refund and that seller needs to be handled with. That's way too long.
I agree. I would open a support request because if you just message a seller, they may not see that, and that doesn't do anything. But if you open a support request, then that starts a timer on their end for them to respond to you, and that hurts their metrics if they don't respond. But generally, like, I mean, if there's no shipping update, they haven't even been scanned in 14 days, Whatnot will probably just refund you. Because usually if there's a shipping delay, Whatnot will say to wait 14 days. It's already been 14 days and they haven't even shipped. So I'm assuming Whatnot will just refund you and just don't buy anything from that seller again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm optimistic with maybe they didn't see your message on Whatnot. It's one thing I don't like about their platform. Me using their app, they could have two message types, the direct message and then one where a request to message you and you have to find it. I never find it until days later. And thankfully, these are questions like, hey, I saw you on Kat's channel. I've been following you. You know, it's not really questions. It's just more like just reaching out. But there's this other side on the platform where you won't see that message of yours or from somebody until then. So if anybody's a Whatnot seller, go on your computer and look it up. It stands out a little bit more. But I will do just like Josh said. And Josh sells a ton. So does Kat on Whatnot. So message for support. If you haven't already, I often want to message the seller just in case, because you never know what happens, right? But I would get a refund. If you really want it, then I would push like, hey, it's okay, things happen, but I really want the items and make sure just try to get them if you can. It all depends on what you want on the outcome to be.
Yeah, I would definitely contact Whatnot. I don't even think I would contact the seller at this point. I haven't bought a ton on Whatnot. All I've been buying is filament for the 3D printer from that nurse that I found that's selling it. Yeah, and like Whatnot dings us, even if it's after like 2 days, they've started having a fit. And like we have seller metrics on Whatnot that we have to meet. So I would even look and see if that seller's still on there. I would be curious to see if they're there. Because I feel like I would have been like kicked off way before 14 days. Like these platforms are getting crazy with their performance metrics that they want me met, and they're getting crazy with using AI to govern that, which is a hot mess. A hot mess is all I will say. What's going on, Mike? Not much. All right. I'm like, I have my finger. Katie knows why. I have not. Sonny knows why too. I haven't announced publicly. I probably will soon because I don't think it's getting rectified. I thought it might, but I don't think it is. Constance says, I love books. I recently got some for free. What should I know about shipping, media mail, and anything else that you could sell, like as far as just generalized tips for selling books? I'm assuming this is going to be Katey.
Yeah, and I think I answered, I think they asked another question that I answered. I never do free shipping for anything ever. I never have. As far as media mail, you need to figure out your appetite for risk, because with media mail, it is higher risk of a package getting lost. And so you could be out because media mail has no insurance coverage. That said, depending on where it's going, sometimes honestly, Ground Advantage is cheaper now than media mail. So depending on the weight and where it's going, it's just, you got to kind of play with it. That said, if I'm selling a $50 book, I'm not going to send it media mail, but I'm going to list it and charge media mail. And then I do Ground Advantage and just kind of price accordingly. So like there's a little bit of a tweak that I do with that, but that's just something that I'm comfortable doing. You could do it any way you wanted to. I've only done priority mail or sign for a book kind of situation when I've sold books, like my $500 book. I had that signed for on delivery. Like there's just different things like that. But like I discussed that with the buyer and, whatever. So again, it just comfortable price points, whatever you're comfortable with. But yeah, I don't do anything like free shipping. And then anything else you can share about selling books. So I guess I'll put out there the platforms that I sell books on. I don't sell on Amazon anymore. As of now, I have less than 50 items on Amazon. Back in September, I kind of just decided I was done with that platform. So I'm primarily eBay, buyback programs like Thrift Books. I'm actually partnered with them and their buyback program. And then I do Pango Books, Whatnot, Mercari, and I also collaborate with 3 different bookstores in my area, and I will sell them books in bulk for their brick and mortar store, because what may be too, flooded online works well for them in their brick and mortar. So especially like with common fiction and stuff like that. So my model is like all over the place, but that's the main like marketplaces online that I sell on. I say start with eBay. You're going to be super comfortable with learning about vintage books and stuff on eBay. But if you have like really common books and common fiction, I would suggest Pango Books, because while they're a newer platform and they're like slowly growing, it's super easy to list. Like think Poshmark, but for books. Like you literally scan the barcode, they autofill a lot in for you. You take some pictures. They even give you suggestions on where to price it at. And then they give you the label. It's always media mail, and the buyer always pays shipping. So it's a really, really like user friendly. And you can also, instead of getting paid out, you can actually choose to have credit. So like if you are a reader and you want to just kind of swap, it's kind of like what Thrift Books does as well. So I do not sell on a book.
Panga, right? She said Tango. It's Panga. Panga.
Pango. Yep. P. Sorry.
Oh,
I don't
P-O?
sell on A-books just because I feel like A-books is like prestige, and I don't have like a ton of like antique, fancy, vintage stuff. But I am looking into A-books because other booksellers have encouraged me to at least look into them. So hopefully that answered that. I feel like that was long-winded, but hopefully that answered the first original question.
Perfect. Hawken says, I caved into selling internationally as I had 2 different persons wanting items. I called eBay twice as it wasn't showing up for international, and eBay said they don't send any glass or pottery. I didn't see the rest. Let me see what time this was and see if I can find the rest of this. Hold on.
Oh, it cut off.
Yeah, it cut off. I was trying to see if the rest of it was there. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh, here's the rest of it. Or any breakables. Meanwhile, one of the items sold in the US and a person messages me pissed off and say every other one of your listing is pottery and glass and it is available to be purchased internationally. So the international buyer is seeing other things that are pottery and glass, and eBay's saying that it's, but that's a mess. eBay's lying because they do ship glass. I would, and sorry for cutting in, Katie, but I would think
I don't know anything about glass, so it's all you.
I think it might be a category that you have it in, and that eBay's like it's a higher risk for international shipment. So I would try editing the listing and changing the category is what I would do. And some of them are funky about, I know like makeup, a lot of countries won't allow makeup in. Obviously knives, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Weapons, you can't send international. But there are some weird caveats to certain countries that don't allow certain things to go in. I don't know if Josh or Sonny has anything to add to that.
No, other than sometimes it changes what the requirements are. 1 month it might be glass or potteries allowed, and then next thing you know, they're taking it off. So it updates and opens up from time to time.
I turned off international shipping on our eBay store like a year ago. Well, maybe a little bit more than a year ago. Whenever they stopped doing the global shipping program where you shipped it to Kentucky and all that stuff, whenever they stopped that, it just became too much of a headache. Like, one, we don't do a lot of volume on eBay, and every time we had an international order, it was just a huge headache. Something was wrong. The shipping was too expensive. It just was not worth it, in my humble opinion. So I just turned it off. And we sometimes get emails from people asking why they can't buy something from our eBay store. I'm like, oh, sorry. Come to Whatnot. I'll sell it to you on Whatnot. The shipping over there is easy.
Oh yeah, because Whatnot does international shipping too.
Mm-hmm. It's expensive, but it's easier.
I don't think I was going to say, I don't remember having seen any international sales on my Whatnots.
I've only had maybe 2 or 3 in the last several hundred.
Do we send it directly internationally, or do they have a hub like eBay does?
It's direct. I did a quick show today and sold an item to a guy in Canada. We sell a lot to people in Canada.
Yeah.
I can maybe count on one hand how many times we ship to the UK, because it's pretty expensive. Like a single, small 3-ounce item would probably be like $25 or $30. So we just don't sell a lot. But to Canada, it's a little bit more affordable.
Did it get all straightened out, like all the Canada and Canadian Post and all of that I know was like a hot mess? I would assume if Whatnot's allowing you to ship it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would assume. Cheryl said she bought the same brand of thermal label printer as me. I have a Jaden's. And Poshmark and Etsy does not print correctly. The fix is your settings. You just need to figure out where to change your labels to 4x6. And even Mercari finally got with the program years later and made 4x6 labels. That was like the most frustrating thing. So I'll see if I can find where.
And your internet browser, like when I'm using Google Chrome, I have way less issues than if I accidentally like choose Edge or some other internet browser, because sometimes that can be a thing too.
Does anyone use Edge?
I only use Edge if Chrome is giving me error messages, and I'm like, let me see if it'll work on Edge. And honestly, about 50% of the time it does. Like there's some cookie or something preventing me from opening it on Chrome.
Hate it. Sometimes I'll click a link.
I don't like it.
I'll click a link from my email or something. It'll open in Edge. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Go back to Google.
I use so it says on Poshmark, you go to account settings and shipping label settings, my seller tools, and shipping label settings. And then on Etsy, you go to shop manager, orders and shipping, view shipping labels, and then there's an option. And under format, you select 4x6. And once you get it set to work once, it'll be fine. And then make sure you have fit to paper so it fills the whole thing, and that you have it at 4x6. We, for some reason, and we only on Whatnot, our scan forms won't read at our post office unless we upsize it to 60%. So we like increase it as big as we can with still keeping the scan bar on it. And that's how we do our Whatnot scan. So we have to remember to change it back, because otherwise none of our labels will look right. So hopefully that'll help. I love when people find things that I do research videos on. Susan found a robin on a nest, blue milk glass, Westmoreland today, which is amazing. A couple other people commented too. They found them shortly after I put the video out, which is awesome. So that is amazing. All right. LJ says, my favorite question. He listed a brand new Tony Lama left boot and he put read. The buyer kept asking when they'll receive the other boot. I told him to return it for a refund. They never did. People don't read. People don't look at pictures. People are people. I mean, it is so, it's crazy. Like you could put like, this is only one boot in the title. And I bet they still would buy it and ask you where the other boot is.
Mhm.
Like, I get questions all the time like, does this come with the box? Do you see the box?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to say. Like, and I'm like, it comes with everything shown in the photos. That's my answer.
We sometimes find single shoes, and I always just say they're not worth selling. And we get comments saying that, like, oh, you can sell single shoes on eBay. There are amputees that need single shoes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, maybe a few, but most amputees have two legs. Like either they have one extra leg or both of them are extra legs. I very rarely do see an amputee with only one leg. And then single shoes, I found a brand new white Van sneaker at the bins one time. Brand new. It was like a men's 10, women's 8. I was like, if any single shoe is going to sell, it's going to be this one. Like unisex, brand new, good size. I sold that thing on eBay 3 times. And all 3 times it got returned because and that was like $10. I'm like, this is not worth it. So no.
I've now paid $15 in shipping for this $10 shoe.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I think there's some other YouTuber that had a bunch of single shoes that he was trying to sell on eBay, and he eventually just threw them all away because it was more headache than it's worth. I'm not saying you can't sell a single shoe. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Like Josh, like you were saying earlier, like the $7 shirt that they're asking all these questions, which we don't list stuff that low anymore. We haven't for well over a year, but I have stuff that's like 4 years old that's sitting here. And when they ask them, I end it and I throw it away. I'm like, no, bye. Listen, Gemini will answer you about anything. Okay. Vintage Saver said, I asked Gemini why GameStop wants. Gemini will give you an answer to anything. And I like Gemini because it reads the screen. That's why I like using Gemini. So it'll, like, I could tell it to summarize like all of our questions right now and how many people are in chat. It's crazy. And when Poshmark came out with the new cancellation rate, they do have stats now, which I am impressed with. I'm glad they did that. You can now see your cancellation rate % on Poshmark. Mine is 0. And I pulled up all my sold and I'm like, what's my cancellation rate? And it told me, I'm like, did I really count every single Poshmark sale so I could figure out my % instead of asking AI? Yep, I did. Sure did. And, but then it's like, oh, you can see that on your insights. And so I didn't even know it had it. And Gemini, when I asked it, my % told me to go look at your insights that I didn't know were there. All right. I think you covered most of this, Katey, as far as like free shipping, media mail, and the tips.
Yeah, and that's the one that I replied to them in the chat.
Okay, was this one. And I put it in my video. I've been doing a lot of free shipping, and I was anti-free shipping for the last 6 years. But I'm increasing my price, and I'm only doing it on items under £1. So I know like the top that I'm going to pay for it. And I just increase my price and do free shipping because we're doing a ton of jewelry, which is 4 ounce, you know? So I don't know if that's helping or not, but Trish said it helps in the algorithm, your listings to be seen. So I'm like, with slow sales, like I'm willing to try almost anything. Like,
sure.
If Odalali told me that doing the get up would make me more sales, I might try it if it would work. You know, maybe if I did it on TikTok, then people will come to my shop and buy things. I didn't even think about the shipping question. Power Corrupt says, are we all enjoying the USPS price hike lately? Who else has seen competitive pricing? Is anybody on the panel like comping FedEx and UPS. I know, like with all our Whatnot sales, like it goes and Whatnot, it's only $9.21 up to £5, which is beautiful. But have you been comparing your FedEx and UPS to see since the rates went up?
Not with books specifically. I will say, like, Macari sometimes, like, I don't know how Macari's getting their shipping prices from sometimes and stuff. But I mean, sometimes UPS ground or ground something is a little cheaper.
It's not ground saver. That's what they're called, ground saver.
Yeah. So yeah, Macari is the only place that like I'll kind of pay attention to that when I'm listing something that isn't a book. But otherwise, no. It's just because of my niche. So I mean, I'm media mail or ground advantage pretty much, and then if I need to upgrade to something, that's going to be priority. So
yeah, all of our shipping and Whatnot is it's the 921 just makes it's so competitive that I wouldn't even want to check rates, even if I could, which we can't.
Do you do max shipping on all your shows?
Mm-mm. No, if I sold like clothing or jewelry or something, maybe we would do that. But we just sell so much random stuff. Like you could, if you do free shipping or even max shipping and you're selling big stuff, you could lose money very quickly. And
you can lose money with some little stuff too.
Yeah. No, but on eBay, I do UPS ground is usually a lot better than every other option. We just shipped a golf club yesterday. I think Ground Advantage was like $19 and UPS ground was the same shipping time for like $9.50. So
nice.
It's good to know. I've been wanting to get back into clubs because I've been finding more recently, but I haven't looked up UPS. But thanks for that, Josh.
Yep.
I haven't been looking at the hikes. I've been listing on eBay, not as much. I was like on my third day with the listing challenge of cats, and I kicked myself off. I was like, I kicked
you out. I deleted you. I was like, I can't make an exception because he's my co-host. I kicked you out too.
There's no exception.
I love you, Sonny.
No, I had went to the flea market
no
and
special
sold.
treatment, buddy.
Yeah, there is none. It's all fair game. But I did go to the flea market to bring it back to the one shoe thing. I did sell a left-footed Hoka shoe.
A left-footed what?
Hoka.
Hoka, the tennis shoe.
Hoka.
A single shoe.
I know, I have a pair.
I sold a left-footed shoe.
My daughter's like, Mom, where'd those come from? I'm like, I bought them. She's like floored that I bought a pair of Hokas. Oh my gosh. And she's like, I'm like, don't touch my shoes. We have the same shoes. I'm like, no, stay away. I have to hide them. She will randomly steal things. And now some of the stuff is funny. Since I've lost the weight, I like put my clothes in her room. She's like, Mom, this is yours. And I'm like, oh, like, okay. And she's like, you put it in there 3 times. This is your shirt. I'm like, okay. I will say the buyers are definitely noticing, and I will tell them that I will look at like UPS and FedEx and I will give them a refund, and I will, if I can find it cheaper. But in my experience, the UPS like quotes on calculated shipping on eBay are like way overpriced compared to like what we pay for it. So like it'll say like $50 and it costs us $25. So I feel like I would still probably choose Ground Advantage and then maybe use UPS and give them a like refund on the shipping. Mercari just had where they were doing $4.99 for up to like 3 or 4 pounds for a while. It didn't help my sales any, but they had it.
So that's that. What you just said is the reason I stopped doing international shipping on eBay, because I would see like if I'm selling an item that's like 3 pounds and fits in a 12 by 12 by 12 box. If I put that information in there, eBay is wanting to charge the buyer like $35 or $40 for shipping. And I know I can ship that UPS ground for like $8. But then to get around that, I would decrease the dimensions. I would list the item at like, a 1 pound, 8 by 8 by 8 box. So then it would charge them a more appropriate price of, $15 or $18. But then somebody internationally would buy that. And then I would be stuck trying to like paying 40 or 50 extra dollars to actually send the item. I'm like, one thing needs to change here. Like, the thing that changed was me canceling, like just turning off international shipping. But I'm like, I don't know why you're charging
But
these
that's
buyers so much
correct.
money.
So the
I thought
new
eBay
thing is
changed
just like
that.
the old thing. The new one now is just like the old one, where you ship it to Chicago now. Though it goes to
Yeah.
Chicago.
Mine go to Chicago
And-
too. I thought eBay changed it to where like buyers are getting our discounted price now or something, or you could choose that.
You can give them. I did that and my sales didn't increase. And so I took it back off. I'm like, if I'm not seeing an increase in sales, why am I passing the discount on?
Yeah, because
You
I
know,
thought I turned that on.
I turned it
mean-
on and then turned it back off.
I haven't done that at all. I just know that the price that eBay is quoting for some of these items is insane.
Oh, it's way over what you would pay. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And I do
think
that
that's
a
why
lot
they
too,
gave
with like
it an
the
option.
£1 rate. Yeah, I do £1 when I know it's 2 to get. I figure that's like we're co-sharing the cost of shipping. Like you pay for £1, I'll pay for whatever it is over. I do that a lot with my £2 stuff. But I tell people, like somebody told me, and I don't know where they lived, but they were sending me a 30% offer. Not 30% off, 30% on a $400 item. And they're like, your shipping's too high. That does not explain that low ball offer, my friend. And to me, that item would ship for $10. So my thinking is, even if they're Cali or Seattle, the max is probably $30 on a $400 item. And so like, I get that all the time. And I don't think people like you're asking for a discount and you want the shipping cheaper. So you're already like, you're double taking money out of my pocket. And I think, and even though I love Amazon Prime and all the money I save because I'm horrible, like they're at my house every day. They've just made the mentality of society that like shipping is free. Like it doesn't cost anything. And people, I think, just think that that is the case, and it is not. So I tell them, look, like this is exactly what I pay. If it goes under what I said, if they asked and it goes under, I will refund. If we notice a big one, like Prissy will tell me, like today, she's like, this buyer paid 70 and we paid 20. I'm like, okay, let me send them a refund.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So she'll tell me that stuff, but like $3 or $5, we don't. Now, if they asked me, I would, but if they don't ask, $3, $5 isn't getting a refund. But if it's 20, 30, 40, $50 difference, I'm gonna give them a refund with or without them asking. We're gonna just do that because that's just insane. Even though technically, yes, they agreed to pay that. I didn't do it on, I shouldn't talk. Maybe they watch me. I had like a movie company buy something. I'm like, oh, they're expensing that. So I'm like, oh no, I'm good. They didn't ask for the overage and I didn't give it because I saw it was that. That was just a little bit ago. Karen says, I'm selling a lot of my craft books. Some are out of print and somewhat valuable. I'm interested of getting more into books. So if she has like the craft books and stuff, how would you recommend she starts? And you might have answered her in the chat too.
We did. We went back and forth on the chat. Really anything, but for anyone that's just coming in, anything vintage, I recommend, eBay, Whatnot, and Mercari. You can sell vintage items on Amazon and Amazon FBA if like you want to get into that realm. I did for a very long time. But buyers typically, when they're looking for something old, they think eBay. They don't really think Amazon. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I never sold vintage stuff, but I sold significantly more on eBay. And then obviously A-books, like a lot of my book friends talk about A-books. I don't sell on there, but that could be another option too, for the vintage market. But with Whatnot, even if you didn't want to go live and you just wanted to do static listings, like literally I just cross list to Whatnot with static listings. I don't do any live shows right now, and I'm still selling stuff weekly. So that could still be an option for you as well. Even if you don't want to do live shows. Whatnot does have a really strong vintage and ephemera market and craft market. So crafters are looking for stuff like that too. And I do live sales, live sales of Whatnot, like craft supplies and ephemera and handmade items and stuff like that sometimes. And they do really well. So a craft market is a good one to tap into on Whatnot for sure.
Yeah.
And then Etsy. You could do Etsy.
Would you recommend they lot them up?
No, because it depends. It very much depends on like the content. Like you're not going to lot up a bunch of books about sewing and crocheting and knitting because those are 3 totally different hobbies. And someone who sews may want nothing to do with knitting. Someone who crochets
But like
doesn't
if
want
they had a
anything.
bunch of knitting books that were all knitting, and
You
like they were
could.
$5
You
to
could.
$7 each,
Yeah, you could.
you know,
Yep.
that's
You
what
could.
I'm thinking. Like
You could
because I
even
try
do that
to get
on
to that
Etsy
$25
too. Like
point. Yeah.
I sell vintage crafty books and craft stuff, or art books sell really well on Etsy too. I'll sell art books on Etsy. But Etsy, I'm kind of picky because you got that listing fee and like all of that. So Etsy, I'm a little bit pickier. I'll only list stuff that's like $25 or more usually.
Yeah. I put it in the chat. So if you guys want the I think I sold out of them. I don't even have a bracelet sizer to sell you. I was printing from Friday when I ended my jewelry show until Monday morning to fulfill all the orders. But I put it in there. You guys can just email me. I'd prefer that because I'm not getting fees on whatnot. So you can email me thenurseflipper@yahoo.com and tell me what color and what you want. I have to show it. Look, this is my newest favorite. I sent it. I think I sent it to Katie.
Yeah, you did.
Dalton's not. Dalton loves this one. Everybody loves this one. So it could be
really
like a
cool.
sculpture. It's a little jewelry dish for rings, but I mean, it's really, really cool. That's like one of the newest. And then we have these too. Like, I love these. My pirate girl. It's a pin holder. But
That's cute.
Dalton just put his ring in it. He had to test my theory that it was a jewelry holder.
He didn't believe you.
But yeah, and I finally got necklace busts, but they take so long. I've only been doing on Whatnot because I'm only selling like a very limited supply of them because they do take so long. But I will probably put a couple available tomorrow on my Whatnot. All right. Hawkins said, this was the rest of that question as far.
Not making promises.
Tyler's telling me no. That means the 3D printer is dead.
Well, no, it's not that.
He's like, stop saying you're printing.
Yeah, no. If that is gonna happen, I'm gonna just say right now.
I told you I have to take it apart.
No, I have it taken apart. You have to order a new buffer. We don't have a choice. It caked up inside the buffer. That little.
Okay,
yeah.
you can tell me later.
Just order a new one so we can have it tomorrow so we can keep going.
All right. Cheryl said I already read that. Why is that still there? Carlene says I have not used auction in over 10 years on eBay. This is a good question. So what items would you suggest to pick in general, like general inventory to put on an auction on eBay?
Oof. The tough one. Because auctions scare me because I just don't know where to start the price at because you have to be comfortable with it selling at what you're starting at. But yet make it enticing for people to want to start bidding. So that's why I don't do auctions. So I'm just going to pass entirely on the question because I haven't done auctions. I can't even remember the last time I did an auction on eBay. So
yeah. An auction is only appropriate when you have an item that you know is valuable, but you just aren't sure how valuable it is. So for instance, this one time I found it was like some kind of appliance or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember I looked it up and there had been like 15 or 18 of them that have sold on eBay in the last like 90 days. And the solds were anywhere from like 90 to $150. And there were none listed for sale. And I was like, I could probably list this for like $150 and just sell it. But I auctioned it, and I think it sold for like $210. I think it was like a juicer, or I don't know, some random thing that clearly had a market. People were buying this, and there were none available. So whenever you find an item like that a bunch of them is sold and you have the only one, that's a pretty good thing to auction, in my opinion. However, just know that eBay auctions are terrible, and I'd say 95% of the auctions that we've run on eBay have not been paid. People just don't pay for them. I'd say that with a caveat that I haven't run an eBay auction in like a year. So
they changed it, Josh, just like a month ago. They're not allowed to cancel from an auction purchase, and they're making them pay now. That's
Okay,
brand new,
good.
like less than a month ago.
Yeah, they've been struggling with that for the 7 years that
A
I've been
long
selling on
time.
eBay. So
Right.
fine. eBay's really good at fixing things or designing new aspects really late. Like eBay Live, I'm like, Poshmark made Poshmark Live in like 60 days. Like they were on that, like as soon as Whatnot popped up, Poshmark's like, bam, we got a version. And eBay's like, oh, give me 4 years and then we'll come up with
Yeah.
something that's significantly worse than everything else.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, eBay is terrible.
It's been a minute since they've been working on eBay Lives, and the last time I seen Josh and Haley, I think before the event, but it was the event here at the Blind Center with Katie and Vicky, Boss Reseller Remix, and one of the eBay people were there. She was by herself, where I was talking to Josh and Haley for a while, and I seen she was so quiet. I talked to her and made a pretty good connection with her, just talking. And before I knew it, a few days later after event, she messaged me saying that she had informed people in eBay about their lives that they were doing. And she knew I was a Whatnot seller. So they reached out to me. I got to talk to them behind the scenes and what they like, what I liked from Whatnot, what I didn't like. And they were trying to push it over, to make eBay Lives as best as possible. And that's been some time ago that they're still like slowly selecting people, and it's almost off-putting to some people. Maybe some people like the wait to say I made the list, but then I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. When it comes to inventory, Josh said it all. It's very volatile on like where it's going to take off. So if you're looking at something and you want the bottom dollar, put it at that bottom dollar. I wouldn't put it at $2 or $1. If it's very valuable, put it up there, or just list it and just be open to offers if that's the case on a static listing.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think Josh, like if it's really popular or if you really want it gone and don't care what you get for it. Now, I made the mistake. It hasn't even been a month. I got a bunch of like Oriental collectibles, got them for a good price, was a ding dong, put them on 99-cent auction, and 3 of them sold for 99 cents. I have 10,000 followers on eBay. I still got 99 cents. I really got nothing after the fees, but you got to be very, very careful. If I was putting something on auction, I would want to see that it had performed well on auction in the last 90 days. I would look at the solds and look at other auctions that exact item, because otherwise it just like it doesn't work. I'm trying to think. But like a lot of times lots will function. Oh, I can fix this.
No, look the other way. Look.
He's distracting me with 3D printer parts. Okay.
They're not going.
I know. I'll be done in like 40 minutes.
40?
You should be in bed. I love you. Good night.
The most mom thing ever. You should be in bed. I love you.
Yeah, I think like the lots do really well, and from what I've seen, and I think I wouldn't look for anything on purpose to put on an eBay auction. I would not, because that's the same thing with Amazon. Okay, people want it and they want it now. They don't want to wait 7 days or 10 days for an auction. The only reason they're going to is because you have the only one of that item and they cannot get it anywhere else. So they have no choice but to buy it from you.
Yeah, thrifting. Yeah, she just said that.
Yeah, that was exact. Yeah, Tiffany said it before I said it out of my mouth. So yeah, like it. Yeah, people want it and they want it now. And if they can find it somewhere else now, I will pay more money as a buyer. I've found stuff I want on auction and I'm like, I don't want to wait, and I'll go pay like $5 more or whatever to buy it now and get it now. And I think the majority of people probably are thinking kind of that same way. All right. Constance said, Katie, is it possible to clean stains? It looks like coffee or some other liquid from a dust cover on a nice book. The cover is nice. Otherwise, no tears or anything anymore. Or any other.
Yeah, it depends what the dust jacket material is. If it's just like plain paper, like it's a vintage book, just I would just sell it as is. Very rarely am I cleaning books. I may be like erasing pencil marks out of things, or wiping it down, getting rid of dust, like simple things like that. If it's a glossy dust jacket, meaning like it's glossy, like you can wipe it and it's not like physical paper. You could get a baby wipe, like no fragrance free, very plain Jane baby wipe, or even just like some paper or water on a paper towel even, and gently try and get it off. But really, even with like Goo Gone and getting off like sticker residue, you even have to be careful because sometimes it can damage the dust jacket. And like, I will die on the hill that dust jacket is like 90% of your book value, because especially with older books, because they were tossed so frequently, antique books especially. So yeah, I don't know. Very rarely am I like cleaning a book aggressively to where I'm trying to like remove stains and things that are on paper. I usually just sell it as is. Yes, you'll have to dock the price a little bit, but it is what it is. I do have a video still on my channel about different ways that I clean books. So it's somewhere on the channel there. It might be in a playlist or something, but you could check that out. It's an older video, but it does just like kind of go over the basics and shows like what I do if I do decide to clean a book. So hopefully that answered the question for you.
I'm going to fix this thing. Just saying.
But yeah, I do agree with Marsha. Like, just show it really well in pictures. You'll be surprised. The right buyer, it won't necessarily deter.
Yeah. And the thing I worry about with that stuff is that if I try and do it, I could make it worse.
Yeah, and that's why I said even with like sticker residue, I get kind of nervous, and I'll use like a really gentle baby wipe or just like water and a paper towel, because using Goo Gone on that, like that chemical, like you just never know. So especially with ink running and stuff like that.
Yeah. I wanted to put this up here because a lot of the research videos I do, they are $1,000+ items that people start at $1. So, but that I feel like you got to have the demand there still, or you might end up with $1 for $1,000 item, because if nobody happens to be searching while you're doing your auction, I feel like you still could lose out. That's why I said I'd want to see my item on an auction in the last 90 days to see that it performed well. And I see a lot and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would have the nerve to do what they did. But they also, a lot of them I've noticed, and I don't know about you, Power Corrupt, are like auction houses. And I feel like they're probably well-known auction houses and people are following them. And so they're starting at $1 and they just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a following, like George the Antique Nomad. He does auctions and starts them low and he will get high, but same thing. People know, and he'll put a video out previewing it. So he's getting, like driving his own traffic to the auction, which I probably should have done if I thought about it, but I did. So on Whatnot, I think we talked about it a little bit, but we can just again, do you, and Katey, I know you're not on there right now, but when you were, did they even have the max shipping when you did your last sales? Was that a thing?
So, yeah, because I started Whatnot when Brendel was born. So 2022, like literally I onboarded when he was like 2 weeks old. I'll never forget that.
I don't even think they make people on board anymore, do they?
Oh, maybe.
I don't think Josh, do you know?
I
heard they didn't make people on board anymore.
don't think so. I think now it's pretty lenient. They'll give anybody a chance, and then if you mess up, then they'll kick you off.
We're gonna let you hang yourself.
I do know that like you could max people's shipping to like for a while it was like 8 something, and now it's 921 or something.
But they do, and I learned it from the show. I actually learned it here. I didn't know that 921 covered up to 5 pounds. And I was like, oh. So then I started turning it on more shows that I thought, that the majority were not going to go over 5 pounds. I didn't even know that. Whatnot shipping to me is kind of elusive. It's confusing.
It is. So I
Why
would
did
do
you
the
do that?
max when I would do shows that weren't books. Shows that were books, it just, because of the category, it usually deferred to media mail anyway, automatically. And then it would bump them up to ground advantage once they hit, or priority once they hit a certain like weight. And with books, that can happen so fast. Like literally 5 books could end up being 7 pounds. It just, especially if you're selling a Stephen King or something. So it just kind of, with books, I did it kind of different. But when I would do like ephemera shows and my craft shows and stuff like that, I would do the max shipping. Now with the rewards thing, and like if they buy from me so many times, they get free shipping or this or that or whatever, like all of that is just way over my head because I don't do auctions enough. So
All right,
Yeah,
let me read the next one. Oh, sorry, Josh.
No,
I'm going to be right back because I just heard a gunshot right outside my shed. So I will be back.
Okay.
Well, be safe.
It's just us.
Yeah. What the hell? What were you gonna say, Josh?
I just we've occasionally done max shipping. I would only do it when you're selling small things. Like if I do like a show where we're just selling our soap bars or just like trading card Pokemon cards or jewelry or something, then yeah, I'll max shipping out at 921 because the chances of somebody buying enough of that stuff to go over 5 pounds is pretty unlikely anyway.
yeah.
But that's pretty much it. For the most part, we just we definitely don't do free shipping, and we really don't do reduced shipping unless I can almost guarantee that I won't lose money. Like I want to give people a good deal, but people already get good deals and whatnot. We can talk about free shipping and giveaways and all that stuff. I'm like, I've seen shows where people do free shipping, giveaways, $1 starts. And I watched this lady the other day. She was doing free shipping, $1 starts, and I watched her sell 3 things for $1 a piece, and they were big things, like probably over a pound. I was like, "Hey, do you know that you have free shipping on?" She's like, "Yeah, I know. We got it." I'm like, "Good luck." I mean, everything you sell, you're losing like $12 on. So I don't know.
We get a lot of people. I don't see any more comments to share to Star. But what advice do you get for people, Josh and Katie, for books? We could have this 2 questions, different categories. People wanting to start selling books and people wanting to start selling whatnot. Whatnot for me, that question, because people come inside here and say they want to start whatnot, but they're afraid to show their face. That's one of the most common things that people are saying.
Yeah. Katie, do you want to go first?
Advice for selling books first time.
So yeah, for selling books, and I still get questions about whatnot. And while I'm not doing like live shows weekly like I used to, I still have my static listings on there. Like that's what I tell people. Like, yes, whatnot is a live selling platform, but I still cross-list all my stuff to whatnot and still sell stuff weekly. So like, even if you wanted to not show your face or not dive into live selling right away, I mean, it's still a marketplace. People still buy static listings. So like you could still dabble with it there and see how you do. And then once you get the courage to do a live sale or whatever, and you don't have to show your face, but I don't know the new policies with that, because there were some policy changes where like you couldn't just have stuff up and not like be talking or showing your face or running any items. And like there were some policy changes, but when it comes to books, honestly, like eBay, I have been selling on eBay since 2010. I've been like a reseller since 2019. eBay has never, like, Amazon has been a roller coaster. It's been up and down. Etsy has been kind of up and down. eBay has always just been steady and true for me. I think I could have had that same experience with whatnot if I chose to be like a live seller, but I don't think I'm just not the personality type for that, but you know, to each their own. And so for me, it's just eBay. Like eBay is just, it's going to be my bread and butter sales. It's going to be my high dollar item sales. Like I'm always going to push people to eBay first. But with Pango books, especially like the type of books that you have, Pango books is actually like a really good alternative to people that are just dabbling with it. And they may have more like of the barcode books or more popular books, but Honestly, eBay and Pango Books are like my two biggest suggestions. And then like for the resellers that are like, I don't want to list books. I cannot stand listing books. I don't, whatever, but I'm a storage unit purchaser and I get a ton of books and I don't know what to do with them. In those cases, I highly recommend Thrift Books Buyback Program and sell back your book, because literally you're just putting in the information, getting instant cash. They pay you in PayPal and then you're done and you don't have to list anything. Is it the most high dollar possibility? No, but if you absolutely like me, I hate clothing. I know some people hate selling and listing books. So if that's like a thing for you, but you like are constantly getting it in your inventory acquiring method, then that's like another alternative. So I think it just depends like how you come across books and what type of relationship you want to have with selling books. You're alive, Kat, so that's good.
I am. He shot to scare off a coyote. I tried to type that. YouTube said you may not say that he shot to scare a coyote.
Okay.
And it rejected my comment. It like snuck up like within 10 feet of the house. They're brazen out here. Some of them. We are out in the middle of nowhere.
There wasn't any comments to star at the time, so I just made up 2 questions. One about starting
I heard you. As far as like, I'll answer this now that I'm back. I do max shipping on jewelry shows, and I do it on license plate shows. And a lot of time on license plate shows, I do have to pay out of pocket, because it'll be like 2 or 3 main buyers that are buying, and it ends up, license plates are heavy, like 2 are a pound, and somebody will buy like 30 of them. So they have a 15-pound box, and the 921 only covers up to the 5 pounds. So I've left it on there. I probably shouldn't. And then people always ask me like on the collectible shows, and I'm like, no, like I'm selling one item that's 3 pounds. Like Josh, like I would lose money. We had one, it was a static sale on Whatnot that the dimensions, Whatnot wanted me to pay $57. It was a $30 item. Whatnot wanted me to pay. So I told him, and it was in an original box. I'm like, take it out of the second box. It already has protection in its like box it came in, and wrap it in paper. And they did, and we had to pay like $5. I'm like, nope, take it out of the other box. Like, we're not doing that.
Whatnot is really terrible for shipping large items. They say it's just, they're like, oh, we just get the rates from USPS, and that's just what they are. I was like, no, it seems like you guys get really good deals on 5 pounds and under, and then anything over 5 pounds or over 1 cubic foot, I'm paying more than full retail. Like
10 times what it was.
Like it's great. Like I put, sometimes when I'm doing a Whatnot show and I try to tell people how expensive shipping is, I'll create an item for them. I'm like, hey, let's see how much it would cost to accurately ship this thing. And it's like 22 by 18 by 15, like 8 pounds. I'm like, here, it's in the show. How much is shipping for you? And everybody's like 150, 180, 230 to me. Like one lady's like, I live in your town and it's $75. It's just crazy.
Wow.
I even looked at my Whatnot has like a metric for your shipping adjustments now. So if the carrier scan doesn't match the label, it like tracks all that.
They're like, we're going to charge you. I had like 2 of them in a month, and I sell like 1,000 items a month on Whatnot.
Yeah, we've had like, I don't know, like 17 in the last like 90 days or something. I don't know. But one of them, they're mostly like $1 or $2. And one thing that's interesting, a lot of the $1 or $2 is like, oh, this was at 9 ounces and it was actually 12 ounces. I'm like, well, that's a free change.
That's the same rate.
It's the same rate. So I don't know. But one was $18. That was our most expensive one.
I think they're profiting on shipping. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lot. They're also probably profiting on the payment processing fees. But anyway, the change that generated the $18 fee that the post office charged was because my label was for 5 pounds and the actual package was 5 pounds, 2 ounces. And I'm like, so I've already paid $9.21 and they're charging an extra $18 and like 97 cents for 2 more ounces. Like, that's just crazy.
I had, and I talked about this on the show, Josh. I sold a single postcard. So definitely under 4 ounces. The buyer paid $3 plus $4 whatever, $5 for shipping. it got to her and they made her pay an extra $5. And they wrote on there that it was not allowed to have a tracking number if it was under 2 inches thick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many postcards and license plates I have shipped over the years? So the post office was like, that post office was making up their own rules and charged her $5.
I technicality, I don't know about 2 inches, but for like a tracked package, it can't be like a letter. So like when I ship stuff like that, I'll cut a piece of cardboard, like a square of cardboard, and put it in there with it just to give it some thickness. I don't know
We did it.
why.
We have like thick cardboard envelopes is what I use.
Yeah, I use those thick cardboard envelopes that you can just like rip open, because my mail guy was actually really nice and like gave me a heads up, because I sell so many bookmarks and library checkout cards on Etsy. And he was like, you have to make sure that when you're using like your prepaid labels for this, he's like, it has to be like in a thicker envelope. Otherwise, he's like, you're going to have issues and I'm not going to be able to accept it. So I started getting those thick cardboard ones, but it's not 2 inches thick. It's maybe.
No, and like
I think it's
they're thick. Like
letters.
I think they're right here.
Thick, the minimum.
They're not thin, and they don't bend. Like this is the ones we use, and I've been shipping them forever, and I shipped out a bunch of other cards from that same show, and it happened to nobody else, just the one person.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think I don't remember what the dimension. I think it's like a quarter inch or something, but it's something to do with the feeding through the machines or whatever. But we did a show where we sold a bunch of stickers, and I shipped them in envelopes, and then to just make sure it was okay, I just literally just cut a bunch of cardboard up and threw it in there. It's dumb, but it works.
But no, I know. No, that's good to know for sure. Patty said, with all the eBay problems, how is the challenge going? If you don't know, I started a listing challenge last Monday. There's no like prize. It's just for us to motivate each other. I am at 0 today. I will have to input that tonight. And it has been okay. And I don't care if people put 0, because it happened the first day of the challenge, the main hack where you couldn't get in. But I put on there, so if you're in the challenge, put a 0, because if you don't put a number for 3 or more days, I will take you out. Ask Sonny how he knows.
After I made it to day 2, folks, but I was making money on day 3. I went to the flea market, sold out everything before lunchtime, and that was my goal. I wanted to run in.
Well, that's why I'm like, put a 0, so I know you're at least like still like.
I was selling, just not online.
Nice, good for you.
That was awesome.
All right. I hid because I went to go get these. So these are the bubble wrap holders. I had somebody design them for me. I'm not taking credit for it. I paid a designer. And so they go into the wall like this, and then you just put a 1-inch dowel in it. And look, it hangs your bubble wrap rolls. It is absolutely amazing. And it will hold, like, if you put a 4-foot dowel, you could put 4 rolls of bubble wrap on it. We're going to test that one out. We're going to try its strength, because we're going to get a roll of paper, like packing paper. We're going to test it.
I was going to ask, like, what weight.
It has holes. Well, bubble wrap's light, but it has holes drilled. And so, like, I have it and screwed. As far as this holding up, this is strong. And you can pick any color. These are like a purple and blue. I think I did like green on mine up there, but I can make them any color. They do all have the octopus cut out, because I asked for it, and I don't know how to change it and not make it have an octopus. So you would have to like an octopus on it if you want my bubble wrap holder. But yeah, so it just literally goes into the wall with 2 screws. I think as light as bubble wrap is, and I haven't tested this, I think a strong double-sided like Gorilla Tape would probably hold up bubble wrap personally, and you wouldn't have to drill into your wall. I think that it would work. I need to test that and see. Can and should you promote items in auctions like buy it now listings? When I do mine, I'm like 50-50 on if I promote the auction. I, after my last experience, don't know unless I, like I said, see that my item has sold on auction, we'll probably do them again. It really, like, I'm not a big fan of auctions on eBay. I love auctions on Whatnot because it sells in 10 seconds and it's
Do
gone.
you promote auctions on Whatnot? Because you can do that now.
I do not, because I did it once and I did not see a difference. And so I said, I'm not paying that anymore.
Gotcha.
I don't know if anybody knows anything else about, but the boost feature, I did not see any.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's what it's called,
from
boost.
boosting. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Constance wants to know, do you have a holy grail item that you would love to find and sell?
Oh man, anything expensive? No, probably. I mean, there's quite a few different like antique books that would be fun to come across, but for me, the exciting thing is like the $500 book I sold that I got for $2.50 at an estate sale about, 1900s mysticism, like just weird, really unique stuff like that. Those like get me, those are like the exciting sales. That keeps the spark alive with eBay for me. So stuff like that, really unique, fun, hard to find stuff. Even like I found a New Kids on the Block phone, like cord phone, and it was missing like one piece of it, but I still sold it for $90. So like stuff like that, just like the fun, really unique stuff that like just random finds that you probably are never going to find again. I like that kind of stuff. So I don't have just necessarily one item. I just like the thrill of the random stuff, unique stuff.
Mine is a Scotty Cameron putter. Scotty Cameron makes very high quality golf putters. I found one at the bins one time and I freaked out, and then it was fake. So that was a big disappointment. They're very expensive, even like old ones. I don't think I've ever seen a Scotty Cameron sell for less than like $100. Even in really bad condition, they still be worth that. And they're not rare. Like Scotty Camerons are everywhere. It's just hard to find one, at a thrift store or yard sale or whatever. I've never even seen one for sale. I don't know. Like we bought a ton of golf clubs and we bought nice putters like Bettinardi's and things like that. But I just never been presented with the opportunity to buy one at a golf store.
Yeah, I've never found a Scotty Cameron, but Mikey Bags of Money has several times. Always when we're not together for some reason. There's hats. There's other things that than clubs from Scotty Cameron. My grails, I would like to just continue finding small resellable stuff that doesn't take up a lot of space in somebody's house nor my house. I would love to find something that would pay off my house and just have me retire, but I don't think I could. I think I would still want to do what I'm doing right now. It keeps my mind just going and happy and excited and share with everybody else. That's all I want to do, is just share the good times that I'm having doing something so simple that anybody could do without a diploma, a degree, regardless of your history. Almost anybody could do reselling if they just put in the effort.
Amen.
I am pretty much like Katie. Like, I don't think there's any like one item that I really want to find. I'd like to find like fire and light, and what's the other candle holder, but I don't thrift anymore. So chances of me, like, I might find them on auction. For me, it's more when I notice and pick up on like a $300 piece that's in a costume jewelry lot, and and the bidding's at like $20. Like, that's where the excitement is for me. And I'm like, is it going to go up? Is it going to go up? And like right now, like Tyler just picked up a bunch of auction stuff for me from South Florida yesterday. So like going through that and finding, like, if you watch my last high dollar what sold, I got a 14 karat white gold brooch that sold for $500 in less than an hour. And I was only $24 into it because it was in a sterling silver lot. They didn't turn it over. It was hand signed by the artist, signed 14K. We confirmed, we tested. And then I'm like, man, it sold in an hour for 500. Did I but I only paid 24. Like, why am I complaining? I'm like, okay, whatever. So it's finding stuff like that in those lots. And even like that, I didn't see. I didn't know that was 14 karat. because they obviously didn't flip it over to take a picture. They would have known. So yeah, stuff like that is what it is for me. Last question for Katey, and then I gotta play you guys Marsha, because I forgot to play you Marsha. That's Gino's newest super chat, the Red Cardinal super chat. And let everybody tell you bye. So Katey, are hardcover cookbooks good sellers from the 90s and early 2000s?
Yeah, I also responded in the chat, but I've thought about it a little bit more too with my response. So I think sometimes the misconception is that hardcover means that there's money, or the same thing with like, it's an old book, so it must be worth money. So as far as like cookbooks, again, what type of cookbook? Was it like a fad thing, like a diet cookbook that nobody really has? Like keto books are hard to sell now, you know, Whole30 books are hard to sell now. So it's just like, was it a fad thing, or was it, you know, super unique, like a very niche type of cuisine? Or I'm thinking back to like even things like World War II rationing cookbooks and stuff like that. So I know they said 90s and early 2000s, but like think about the pop culture and what was going on at the time, and think more about like the content rather than just like, it's hardcover, it's a cookbook, it must be worth money. Because
I feel like obscure stuff, right? Like the more obscure, rare ones, not Betty.
Yep.
There are some Betty Crockers that are rare and do sell high,
so,
but most of them do not.
And that's why I wanted to like elaborate a little bit further, because in the chat I said, you know, like Joy of Cooking, Betty Crocker, but like, again, it kind of comes back to what it's about. Because a lot of like the newer 90s and 2000s, like there's just an awkward vintage era now where like it's not quite old enough to be vintage, but it's not quite old enough to be collectible either. And so like there's just that kind of, it's even like that, even like with medical books, because like it's outdated, but it's not like a doctor's going to want it for their collection when they retire in their home library either. So like just
not useful,
just that kind of thing. But I will say 90s and 2000s cookbooks that are like American Girl, those American Girl cookbooks, and again, just like pop culture stuff of that time. Yes, millennials are buying those like crazy. So definitely like look out for bolos like that. If it's again like pop culture type stuff for those times.
Yeah, and it was Lassie Baby Sonny. Thank you. That was what I couldn't think of the name of. All right. I'm going to play Marsha since I forgot to play Marsha. This is our newest super chat. So here it is it's for Marsha because she helps me so much. Here you go. And guys, she's less than 100 away from hitting 1,000 subscribers.
Let's go, folks.
Please
wow,
go subscribe. She supports me and helps me so much. If you guys could, and she's been making videos doing like hauls from her storage unit because she has so much in her storage unit, and she's got some cool stuff because she was at the intake at the thrift store. Which, listen, I would almost volunteer just to be the intake at the thrift store. Like,
right.
A week. When do most of the donations come in? All right, I'm gonna make Katey big, then Josh, and then Sonny and I will tell you what we have going on. So here is Katey.
Thank you, Kat and Josh and Sonny, for a good conversation, and thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for having me on the show. I don't really have anything. Again, I'm not like a live seller, so I don't really have anything crazy going on. I've transitioned the channel a little bit. It's focusing now more on, for those of you that don't know, my primary way of obtaining inventory is through a free book pickup service I've been doing for 7 years now in my local community. And that's grown pretty exponentially now. And I'm also restocking little free libraries weekly, working with Rotary clubs, Kiwanis, different service clubs, resellers giving back kind of thing. So my channel has kind of transitioned more to that, not so much like educational videos. So you're going to see like thrift hauls, free book pickups, little free library restocks, stuff like that. So if you're into that, and you'll learn a little bit about books too. I talk a little bit about that as well. So if you're into that, you can follow me on YouTube on the channel. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks,
Perfect.
Kat,
Here's
for
Josh.
having me again.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, Josh.
Hello, everybody. I had a great time. Thank you to Kat for inviting me on here. This was fun. I also don't really have anything going on. We post YouTube videos every Sunday and Thursday. Sunday and Thursday, generally. And we usually do Whatnot shows every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So tune in over there. We sell all sorts of stuff. We get a lot of stuff at the Goodwill bins. We try to buy storage units when we can find one that makes sense. And I don't really have a niche. I'll sell anything that makes us a profit. We will sell it, and it's easy to ship. I will not sell big things because Whatnot is terrible for big items. But yeah, this is fun.
Perfect. Sonny, what's going on, my friend?
I think I have a Whatnot show on the 7th. I've had to postpone.
I had to pull mine up
because Mateo's appointments, they're always changing. They're always he's growing, so things change along the way, and it's all good. I think my wife is posting today because a lot of people have been asking, like, is he home? Is he not home? He's home. But on the Facebook personal side, it's just my wife's decision of like her time to do it. So I've already shared it because I'm excited. But the masses, we have not. So it's all good. But Josh, it was great having you on. Katey, great having you on. I hope to have you on again soon. And if anybody's interested in joining us, whether you're just starting reselling or
you don't even have to have a YouTube, guys. If you have a camera, you can come on and you can add to the conversation. We don't care if you even have a YouTube channel. We would love some new faces on here.
There's a lot of things that even if people think like, oh, I'm a small channel or I don't have a lot of subscribers, but you still have a lot of knowledge that we haven't heard yet, or we haven't heard it your way. Yeah.
Most people aren't most people don't have 8,000 items. Even full-time resellers, most of them aren't crazy like I am. I have a vintage Christmas. So I had enough Christmas stuff from my house clean outs I did that were in the barn. That I'm doing all vintage Christmas tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern time. And then Friday is vintage linens. And then Saturday is jewelry. So that's my Whatnot show. I'll have a video out tomorrow that I had to record twice before we started. I was having a little bit of a rough day. And yeah, if you guys want the jewelry stuff, definitely email me. Don't forget to the reseller retreat. I didn't even talk about it. I'm doing a live in-person retreat in July 20th to 24th, in a 16-room luxury house. It is absolutely amazing. And we're going to do roundtables, workshops, hand-on stuff. It's me and from List Perfectly. She's not doing it for List Perfectly, though. We're very good friends, so it's me and Trish doing that. I'm lucky because she knows how to do all the event planning that I don't. And yeah, so definitely check that out. We have virtual options available as well. And yeah, Katey, thank you for coming on. Josh, yeah, it's been Josh. If you guys don't know, Josh has helped me since like the beginning of my channel before I was even monetized, before I had 1,000 subscribers. So I've known Josh for a long, long time, and he was very helpful to me back in the beginning. So I appreciate that. And Sonny keeps coming back. He keeps coming back and back. And I am glad. Know what? What are you knowing? All right, guys, we will see you guys next. Oh, I didn't. Hold on. Do we have somebody next?
We'll find somebody.
No,
I just put out a video after the 7 or 8 months.
No, she's in the chat. It's Titchy Farm Treasures. It's Titchy Farm Treasures, and Anna finds everything.
Nice.
She finds everything, folks. Nothing for anybody else.
All right, guys. We will see you guys next week, and thank you all for hanging out with us.